Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope everybody is staying happy and healthy. If you're wondering what is going on with my voice, it's simply because I'm just recovering from COVID, so I'm just a bit but I wanted to get on here and film as it's been too long once again. So if you are new here, hi, my name is Becky and I do true crime videos and sometimes like random other vlogs and stuff like that. But I hope to see you in the future. Feel free to subscribe. You don't have to though. But today's case has really hit home for me. I wanted to take the time to make sure this case was perfect, as many other people haven't. And it's just really sad. Today, I will be discussing the tragic case of Georgia Leah Moses. She was just so young. She was 12 years old when her life was taken away from her. She had her whole future ahead of her. I think the reason why this case hits home for me is because Georgia was a big sister, and I have a big sister, so I just kept comparing it. Georgia Leah Moses was just 12 years old when a monster murdered her and left her lifeless body on the side of the road. If you take anything from this video, just remember Georgia's name, share her story, let her and her family receive justice after a grueling 25 years. Georgia would be turning 37 this year. As I just mentioned, I have a big sister of my own, and this case just really sits with me. I couldn't imagine the pain Angel and her family went through. I also want to say that Angel is truly the best sister anyone could ask for. She hasn't stopped fighting for Georgia's justice. Very quickly before I start, I also want to say I have covered Polly Klaas's murder on my channel. Many people compare these cases as they are two young girls that were murdered in the same or similar location. I want to remind you that Polly Klaas's case is the way all cases should be handled. No one deserves more or less treatment. Everyone, no matter age, race, or gender, deserves an equal investigation, and everyone deserves justice. I have left links to Georgia Leah Moses' website along with podcasts. They are definitely worth checking out. In 1997, 12-year-old Georgia Leah Moses was found strangled and badly decomposed. Her fingerprints identified her, however, this is new information and has only just been released. You may have heard in other videos that it was her dental records, but it was actually her fingerprints. Georgia was born on January 7th, 1985, in New York. Georgia and her sister Angel moved to California when Angel was just 2. Georgia's 2 other brothers stayed in New York. Her younger sister, Angel Turner, was only 7 years old at the time of Georgia's murder. But Angel told NBC News Dateline, "She practically raised me. She took care of me, she cooked for me, she loved me. She embodied what a mom was, and she did it effortlessly." When I was reading the memories that Angel, friends, and family recalled, it just really brought to life how amazing and loving Georgia was. She was a literal ray of sunshine, and as many say, a sunflower. One of Angel's favorite memories of Georgia was going to the park and doing the underdog on the swing. Georgia wasn't a typical 12-year-old girl. Her family and friends remember her as an old soul, caring and responsible, who loved to dance. It is believed that Georgia wanted to become a nurse. Georgia took care of her family. Her mother was diagnosed with bipolar schizophrenia disorder and was very mentally ill, and her little sister needed someone to depend on. Angel recalls that in her mind she had 2 moms, her sister Georgia and her own mother. They lived in a low-income category. The mother's boyfriend at the time, Edward Pope, also known as Eddie, was a convicted sex offender. He was released from jail on a molestation case in 1991. Georgia, Angel, and the mother moved into Eddie Pope's home. However, Georgia ended up leaving the family home after Eddie tried to do something to Georgia and gave her an ultimatum. If you don't do what I tell you to do, you can leave. So Georgia left. At the time, Angel still lived at home with her mother, in Santa Rosa, and Georgia had been staying at a family's friend's house. But Georgia always made sure to check up on her younger sister. It is believed that the boyfriend had nothing to do with Georgia's disappearance/murder. His apartment was searched, and the police could not connect him to anything. Angel also believes that Eddie was not involved. It was common for Georgia to be away from home for a couple of days and often miss school. Georgia dropped out of school and said it was to become a full-time carer for her mom. Due to the middle school not suspecting any abuse, they did not prevent Georgia from dropping out. Even though there are articles branding Georgia as a troubled kid with a criminal record, I want to clarify that she was not a troubled kid and did not have a record. On August 13th, 1997, Georgia visited the mother's home and braided Angel's hair. Angel and Georgia were walking back home at night, and there was an encounter with a boy or man. Georgia told Angel to run up a little bit further, and Georgia and this person engaged in a conversation. Georgia handed him her pager, and he put something in it, and they both went their separate ways. No one really knows how Georgia obtained the pager, as you would need a contract and money. Angel remembers that night. She always did my hair. She came over that night. The last night she was seen. I begged Georgia to stay. She said she couldn't, but that she would come back for me. She never did, and that was the last time I saw her. The night of August 13th, 1997, Georgia and a friend had been hanging out when Georgia received a page on her pager and called the number back on her friend's phone. The phone call was not properly investigated, and now it was too late to reinvestigate the phone number. Sometime later, the friend walked Georgia to a gas station near the intersection of Sebastian Pole Road and Dutton Avenue in Santa Rosa, where the friend said that Georgia left with an unidentified man. It was around 10 p.m., the last time she was seen alive. The man was described as 24 to 30 years old, 6'2" to 6'4", weighing around 200 pounds, with short, cropped black hair. He was driving a small white four-door vehicle, and it was believed that Georgia went to a party later that night and told her friend that she would not be home that night. Two people closely resembled the sketch, however one person was cleared. The second was not investigated. The person of interest came from the friend who dropped Georgia off. I don't know if this is possible, but I wish they could have compared, or still compare, the sketch to driver's license, mugshots, or a database against people during this time. It is so frustrating knowing that someone out there knows something, or even multiple people know something. More so, Georgia's killer or killers may still be roaming around. We don't know if there were cameras that could have captured something, and if there were, we don't know if they were investigated. Angel believes that more than one person was involved in Georgia's murder. More than a week later, on August 22nd, 1997, a road worker fixing a broken guardrail off of Highway 101 near Petaluma, California, discovered the nude body of a young girl in a grove of trees. But she wasn't immediately identified. It is believed that Georgia was murdered between nighttime on August 13th or early morning hours of August 14th. Georgia's clothes have not been found, and if they have been, they would no longer be in evidence. They have recently tested DNA. Unfortunately, nothing came up. On the same day, back in Santa Rosa, Child Protective Services stopped by Angel and Georgia's home to inquire about Angel staying with Edward Pope, as he was a sex offender. However, Angel wanted to inform CPS that she hadn't seen her sister in a while and that she knew something was wrong. It was 7-year-old Angel who reported her sister being missing. There was no mention of Georgia being missing in local papers or media. There was only coverage of Georgia after her body had been identified. However, there was not a lot of information provided about Georgia's case. It was simply just that her body was found and that she had been identified. Angel was told about Georgia's death when she was in a children's home, as her mother's mental state was fluctuating. I wanted Georgia Leah's case to be absolutely perfect when I'm covering it, just like I do with all my other cases. But the media for 24 years has spread false information saying that she's a voluntary sex worker and kept saying in the reports that she was a woman. But let's remember, she was a 12-year-old girl, and there's also no such thing as a voluntary child sex worker. That's child abuse. Angel does believe that she was trafficked, and this is how Georgia had a bit of an income. A journalist published an article on assuming what Georgia's life would have been like if she lived past 12. Now, honestly, brace yourself for this because it is bad. He said if Georgia Leah Moses had managed to become a teenager, she might have ended up in a place like Children's Village or Juvenile Hall, or a court-ordered residential program that tries to change the ways of rebellious adolescents. He goes on to say that Georgia's mom shouldn't have had kids. I am sorry, but when I read this, my mouth literally dropped. This is a grown man talking about a little 12-year-old girl who had been murdered and potentially sexually assaulted. This article is horrible and so insensitive. Along with the horrendous media coverage and the false information, the police really failed this case at the beginning and even recently. It is believed that Georgia's case was never a priority, and this can be seen as the police didn't even bother to get Georgia's name right. Yup, they literally got Georgia's name wrong. The police called her Georgia Leah Moses, and her real middle name is Leah, not Lee. The name Georgia Lee was put on the reward posters, along with the death certificate and gravestone. Due to the incorrect name, it has caused issues within the case, and to re-emphasize, her name is Georgia Leah Moses. All the police had to do was check Georgia's birth certificate. So in 1997, the sheriff's office released a sketch of the man that Georgia was believed to be last seen with. He was never identified, and authorities have not named the person of interest in Georgia's murder. I want to highlight a few strange things. Right before Georgia went missing, Georgia, Angel, and her mother Ida was supposed to be moving back to New York. However, Georgia's mother's purse got stolen. Everything was in that purse. Ida's ID, social security number, money. So this severely delayed them moving back to New York. It is believed that this was intentional. Someone did not want them to leave. It could have been the traffickers, it could have been anyone. But Angel said no matter how ill Ida, the mom, was, she always had her purse. She never lost it. And another thing, one of Georgia's friends named another suspect, which was the friend's mother's ex-boyfriend, who was a firefighter. The ex-boyfriend knew Georgia, as he had dropped them off and interacted with Georgia a few times. He also had access to a white 4-door car, which was his girlfriend's Honda. Furthermore, he had a reputation for being inappropriate with younger girls. However, the police did not take the friend seriously, as she had a criminal record, and the police thought the friend was just trying to get back at the ex-boyfriend for treating the mom poorly. There has been so many different suspects in Georgia's case, however, they've all been cleared. Georgia's memory also lives on in the song Georgia Lee by Petaluma native Tom Waits. There was a memorial made by 2 firefighters for Georgia, and it was placed where Georgia was found. However, it later had to be moved due to highway construction. Angel discovered that she wasn't the only one asking questions about her sister's death. She stumbled upon a private Facebook group of Georgia's former friends and classmates, all looking for answers. It was comforting to find a community of people that cared about her, Angel said. Angel told Dateline that she had made many attempts over the years to contact the Sonoma County Sheriff's Department to re-examine the case, but she said she often got little to no response. Recently, the Sheriff's Department conducted a press release. providing, once again, incorrect and old information. However, the sheriff has asked for any help towards Georgia's case. But what was so painful was they still called Georgia the wrong name. Angel said, "It hurts me that my sister's killer has never been caught, but it hurts me more that those in the position to help don't seem to care. We the people should not have to fight the justice system for justice."
Angel is now 32 years old and lives in Texas.
She was once in the military and she now has 3 children. "For 7 years she protected me, and now it's like we switched roles and I'm the big sister. I'm the protector. I have to do this for her. Justice has no expiration date and my sister will get her justice," Angel said. I have left links and everything in the description for who you should contact if you have any information regarding this case. But even if you don't have any information, once again, just remember Georgia's story, remember her name, and share her story. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much, Angel, for allowing me to cover your sister's case. And I know that Georgia is so proud of you and all of your hard work.